Welcome to my channel. My name is Zaida and this channel is called OT Amma. So it's a mix of occupational therapy and motherhood. Amma just means mother. I also have a blog where I talk about motherhood through the lens of occupational therapy. So if any of that interests you, please like and subscribe. I'm new to YouTube and I'm excited to share my thoughts and feelings with you all. So today I'm going to be talking about my trip, my solo flight with my two kids. I have a 7-month-old and a 3-year-old, and I flew with both of them by myself. So I will probably be looking at my blog a little bit just to remember, just to make sure I don't miss any key points. So I'll get started. I'll probably just put this here. So when I first came to realize that I was being asked to fly with the two kids by myself, I immediately thought, no, like nobody does that. Why would you do that to yourself as a mom? Like flying with one kid seems crazy, but flying with not a newborn, but a baby and a toddler just seems crazy. The first thing is booking a flight. So when I was booking a flight, my husband suggested that I book on like Frontier or Spirit, and I think I've flown Frontier or Spirit like once or twice, and I just was not a fan. I'm not a fan of Frontier or Spirit. They charge for like carry-on bags, they have like charges for everything, on top of like whatever customer service. So I'm not a fan of those. And when you are flying with your babies, you are going to need to have a lot of stuff with you. You're going to need to have a lot of stuff like clothes, diapers, and just on the plane you're going to have a bunch of stuff like snacks, clothes, diapers, teething medicine, and whatever your kids need. I'll probably do another video on what I actually took in terms of like what's in my diaper bag. But you definitely need a diaper bag. You may need your breast pump if you're a pumping mama. And you can't really, like, I didn't want to pay extra charges for all that stuff. So I flew Southwest, and I made sure I flew a direct flight. I was not excited about the idea of having to get my kids on a plane and then off a plane. And if you feel like that's necessary for your kids, if they need time to like run around and they can handle that, then fine. But in my opinion, it's more beneficial if you can get your flight done in like one leg, because you're likely to forget stuff on the plane. It's just a little more, it's like chaotic to get on and off the plane without kids, but with kids it's even more chaotic. So in my opinion, direct flights are best. Now if you have a direct flight that's like international and it's like 11 hours, like that's a different story. But my flight was about 4 hours, and that was doable. So try to book a direct flight. And with Southwest, I didn't have to pick seats. Well, you don't have the option to pick seats on Southwest. So I just boarded after the A-list members, because after the A-list members, the family boarding starts. And if you're flying solo, then obviously you're gonna do family boarding. But there was a time where I flew with my father, who is disabled, and disabled people can board the flight first, like before everyone. So if you fly with a disabled person, you can get on like as the very first person, which is kind of dope. But that's just a side note if you're flying with other people, not if you're flying solo. So getting seats together at that point in time after A-list is not hard. So it works out well to have family boarding at that time because you can still all get together. Oh, the time of your flight. You're going to want to book a flight that is, I would suggest a nighttime flight. I prefer to book flights around 7 p.m. Because that's around not nap time, it's around bedtime for my kids. And so at that time, they're more likely to sleep through the flight. So there was a flight that we took at 7 p.m. or 7:30, and they slept through the whole flight. So they slept for like 4 hours, which was great. The flight that I flew with them solo, that flight was at 5 in the morning. And I had to like wake them up to put them in the car seats and blah, blah, blah. So they slept for like an hour and a half. It wasn't quite the best, but 5 a.m. still worked. So you can make it work, but I prefer night flights so that they sleep. After you've booked the flight, it's time to make a plan. So how are you going to get to the airport? Do you need parking if you're driving yourself, or are you getting dropped off? Are you taking car seats with you? Is there going to be some family member with car seats on the other end waiting for you? Are you going to rent car seats? Are you going to rent a car? Like that kind of thing. You're going to want to figure all of those logistics out. I was unfamiliar with the airport that I was flying out of. So my brother came to visit a little bit before I had left, or before I flew out. So we took the boys to the airport. Well, actually, first I went on the internet, looked up the map, found out where the Southwest terminal was, figured out where I was gonna, which parking garage I was gonna park in, and how it was going to get into the terminal with the kids. So after looking at the map, I drove to the airport so that I would know how to get to the airport. And then I went to the parking garage I was thinking of parking at, and I drove through the parking lot, and I found where the luggage carts were. I found where the family parking was. I found where the bridge was to connect to the terminal. I found out all that stuff. So I parked the car. My youngest was sleeping, so I left him in the car with my brother, and I grabbed Hakeem, and we walked through the terminal, or we walked through from the parking garage into the airport together. So that was really good for me and him. It was good for me to build up my confidence so that I would know where I was going at 4 o'clock in the morning with 2 kids. And it was good for him because he kind of knew what to expect. It wasn't a new experience. It wasn't like brand new, something we've never done. It's like, no, we walked on this little bridge together before. We walked into the airport before. This is where we're gonna come I just told him, like, in a few days we're gonna come here, we're gonna go to the airport, we're gonna check in, and like these are all the places we're gonna visit. I was able to talk to curbside check-in, and I found out that curbside check-in doesn't open until like 4:15 or 4:30 in the morning, so it was too close to my flight, so I would have to go into the terminal. I wasn't going to be able to do curbside check-in, but that's another option for you. If you're getting dropped off, especially, curbside check-in is great, because then you literally just get your bags out of your car and you check them in at the curb. That is far more efficient than trying to get your stuff into the terminal with your kids, especially if you have car seats. So if you're able to do curbside check-in, do curbside check-in. Like I said, I talked to the people at curbside check-in and found out that I wasn't going to be able to do it because my flight was too early. And another like little OT point, it's really important for you as a mom or dad or parent to be confident about what you're doing, because if you know where you're going and you're not flustered, you're going to be emotionally regulated, and you can help your kid emotionally regulate, especially if it's early in the morning and they're grumpy or whatever. Like, you're going to need that patience. You're going to need that capacity to have compassion for them at that time in the morning, or whenever it is that you fly out. So to me, this was like the most important part, was knowing where I was going, so that I could be emotionally regulated and I could help my kid emotionally regulate. So that's, in my opinion, the most important thing. Next is packing. So I'm a Virgo and I love packing and I love packing well in advance. Diaper bags. I have 2 diaper bags that I use. And I like to have 2 because I get to pack one for the flight and just set it aside, and then I have another one that's for my daily use. And I don't have to worry about getting things from one bag to another, or I don't have to worry about, did I pack X, Y, or Z in my bag? Do I have enough diaper rash cream? Do I have whatever? It doesn't matter because it's all in there. It's put aside. I don't have to worry about anything last minute. It's done. So that's like, I think my best mom hack is to have two diaper bags so that you don't have to worry about all that. So my 2 diaper bags are this 12 little satchel, and this one I got on Poshmark. It's really cool. It has like wipes right here in the front, and it has like a small water bottle pocket. It has like 2 water bottle pockets in the front. It has a key leash. I'll probably do a diaper bag review of it at some point in time, but this was my everyday one that I used. I got this used on Poshmark, so it's a little worn, but this is like my backup bag and I don't use it that often, so it's really not a big deal that it has a little wear and tear on it. Overall, it's like really good condition. And the bag that I fly with is a backpack. So this is the Itzy Ritzy Boss Plus in Mystic, I think. It has 2 water bottle pockets. These are big water bottle pockets. You can fit like full-on hydro flasks in them. As you can see, it has lots of zippers. It has like even more zippers inside. Like I said, I'll probably do a diaper bag review of this at some point in time if people want to see that. And it has it just opens wide. Like it's really functional. So I have lots of snacks packed in here. This is not packed for the airplane. This is just packed for regular use, but you get the idea. I packed a really big backpack because I needed to have snacks, diapers, and basically everything for 2 kids. I found it easiest to just carry what I could, and that was 1 suitcase, so 1 large roller suitcase with 4 wheels. So those aren't like the suitcases that you drag. I mean, you kind of drag them, but they have 4 wheels, so they glide. They don't drag. I think that's the difference. So I had 1 29-inch suitcase, and I'll probably insert a video here somewhere of me with that suitcase, or a picture of it. And so I had the 29-inch suitcase, and I have a base suitcase, so it literally has like a little luggage strap on there. So I like pulled the strap, and I'll have to, again, I can't like bring the freaking suitcase in here right now. But I'll show you guys how I attached my carry-on to my check-in luggage, so that they were both one piece that I rolled, and I put my pumping bag that has a trolley pass-through on top. So luggage is key here. If you have good luggage that supports you, then you're good. You're good to go. I literally rolled a pumping bag, a carry-on, and a full-size suitcase, like check bag, all with one hand. I had my baby strapped to me, and I had my Itsy Ritzy backpack on my back. So baby in front, backpack on in the back. And then Hakeem was on his Stokke jetpack. So I have video of that. I have video of me once I had checked in the bags and I was in the terminal, of me rolling Hakeem on his JetKids by Stokke thing, whatever, little rolling suitcase, which was a gift. Oh my God, it was the best gift ever. My cousin gave it to him as a gift, and it's amazing. I really love it. It's a bed box, but I think the most important thing about it is that your kid can sit on it and you can roll them through the terminal. So that way you don't lose them. They're excited to be on it. You're excited to have them on a leash, essentially, because you're just gonna roll them through. So unless they have like poor trunk control or something and they fall off, you're fine. But there's a little handle, so it should be fine for them to, at the age of 3, they should be able to hold on and glide through the airport. So those were the items that I had, and I have everything listed down below in the comments. I also have a whole blog that spells this all out, and I will insert pictures so you can see what I'm talking about, because it probably sounds crazy without the visual. So the night before, I was still packing a few things. I made sure I had this little scale that is linked down below to weigh my bag, because the worst feeling in the world is getting to check in your bag and having it be over 50 pounds. Because then you literally have to open up your bag in front of everybody with like all these people in line and get your stuff out and try to fit it into like your carry-on. And that is just madness with 2 kids. So don't do that. Weigh your bag before you leave for the airport so that you know you're good to go. And the Beis luggage, on the handle, it literally has a little indicator, and if it's green, you're good, and if it's red, is it green? It might not be green, but if it's red, you're over 50 pounds. So even if you don't have a scale, you can know with that bag that you're over 50 pounds. Make sure you have your lap child's birth certificate, because I've heard of like, I've had a lot of people tell me that like nobody checks to see if their kid is a lap child or is under 2. They always check for me for whatever reason. They always check. They always ask me for my son's birth certificate. So make sure you have your son's or daughter's birth certificate, because they might ask. They've asked me. I wish I had TSA PreCheck. I did not. I did not have TSA PreCheck, and I wish I did, or clear, or whatever you want to do. That would have been really helpful, because taking off my shoes, taking out laptop, iPad, having extra things like the breast pump. My son had a nebulizer that I had to take out. I'm surprised they didn't ask me to take out the breast pump, but I'm sure if I told them I had it, they would have made me take it out. So they're gonna tell you to take out all that crap, and it's really freaking annoying to unpack all of your bags to go through security and then have to pack them back up rather quickly in order to not be in everybody's way. So yeah, get TSA PreCheck if you can, because it's worth it. I wish I had done TSA PreCheck, because I left my laptop in one of those little bins, and that I didn't even realize it until like later that day. So anyway, TSA was great. They had my laptop. I had to pay to ship it to myself, which was not the cheapest thing, but you can, I mean, you can literally leave it there and like pick it up on your way back, unless you're not flying back to that airport, because then you'll have to have it shipped. But anyway, no one stole it. I still have my laptop, so thank God. Okay. Oh, and props to Hakeem, because he was like the best behaved kid ever. He grabbed his bed box and he rolled it through like the security line, and he did it all by himself. I was rolling my bag, he was rolling his bag at 4 a.m. in the morning. He was amazing. So props to my little man for doing that. And after we went through security, I took him to the bathroom. It's obviously really important to change your baby's diaper, go to the bathroom yourself, have your toddler use the bathroom if they're potty trained or potty training. Because once you get on the plane, it's a much smaller space. So the family bathroom is a much bigger bathroom. So you can have all your stuff in there. There's usually a changing pad where you can strap your kid in and like sort of like lock them in so they don't roll off, so that you can go pee. And I had a 4-hour flight, so I chose to have my son pee at the before we get on the plane. And I also put training pants on him just in case, because it was a 4-hour flight. And I knew he was gonna nap, and he's not the best. He's pretty good with it, but I was just like, I don't know. I don't want an accident on the plane, so I did that. If you're at a point with your child where you have not been using those and you feel comfortable, then go for it. But I did not feel comfortable just having him wear underwear. So that's up to you. And for on the flight, you definitely want to have toys. You definitely want to have some kind of wipes. Let's see. For on the plane, I made sure I had some like teething medicine because my son is teething. Obviously you want like diapers and stuff, but I didn't need to change the diapers until much later, when I got off the plane. Teething toys are important. And these Enfamil NeuroPro infant formulas are really handy. There's nothing like sustainable about a plastic single-use container. There's nothing organic or it's formula, so hopefully it's healthy. But it's not organic or anything. Anyway, they come in clutch. That's what they do. They come in clutch. You just have to shake them up, put a nipple on top. One of these, you have to order the nipples. They have everything on Amazon. I'll have everything linked below. And you don't have to look for hot water to sterilize your formula. You have it ready to use, and it's really convenient for air travel, in my opinion. So this is what I used on the flight. And wipes. These are like single-use wipes. They come in like a multi-pack, kind of like baby wipes. And then they come in these single-use packs, which I like. So I take the wipe, I wipe down the seats, I wipe down the tray table, I wipe down the seat belt, the window, the shade, everything. I wipe it all down, just for peace of mind. And I like these Medela quick clean wipes. I don't know if they're necessarily that healthy. They obviously, they have a bunch of ingredients in them that are probably not the best, but when you're on a plane, I feel like these are useful. So I use these. And I will also have these Medela wipes linked below. I think they come in a pack of 40. Maybe I'm too close. Am I too close? Sorry. This is like my first video in this setup. You have a wonderful flight. You can do this. It is worth it if you're trying to get your kid to see their family, or if you're going somewhere you really truly want to go, or maybe you just have to do it. Maybe you're a military wife and your husband is gone. That's what happened to me. So do what you got to do, mom, mama, madre, whoever you are. I hope you have a wonderful flight. I hope you and your kids are safe, and have a wonderful, blessed, happy day. All right, bye. Oh, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all the things, so that I can grow my platform, share my video with other moms. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. I'm going to have a whole lot more videos coming. I'm going to be very consistent. So I hope to see you again in another video. Bye.